starting it off with a bang here.
Let's get it.
Our middle linebacker took another hit. And now who do we look to fill the middle linebacker room?
Yeah, man. It was super unfortunate, man. Losing Kwon, middle of the first quarter, I think it was. Definitely sucked, man. And then obviously on the heels of us losing Cole Holcomb last week. I mean, back-to-back weeks. Starting linebackers or starting caliber linebackers heavily in the 3-man rotation and now gone for the season. Yeah, that definitely sucks. I think in the interim, though, you already saw the combination yesterday. Mark Robinson and Landon Roberts. It's a lot more physical because both of those dudes are, thumpers, downhill players. Obviously, you're going to lose a little bit of what you want in coverage. But at the same time, I think early on, you're still going to be okay. In terms of what you're going to do, you definitely got to bring in another body. I think that's the first part. And I think we could look at some of the names that are available, in terms of free agency. But you're definitely going to want to bring in another body. But I think just in terms of the short term, in terms of next week.
Reuben Foster.
Wait, I mean, he's obviously a name, right? Reuben Foster, Anthony Barr. You know what I mean? Those are definitely like guys that we talked about, no different than we talked about Kwon, right? I think we go right back to that list from June time frame and see, of them dudes, who's still available? Is it Deion Jones still out there? Because at this stage, we are kind of in that desperation because we're in the heart of it and we're not a bottom team. We're 6-3, regardless of what people's opinions on how we've gotten there might be. The fact that matters, we're 6-3. So we're very much in this thing. So from that capacity, it's like, which linebacker is available that we could get without, completely risking or
we
waging
can't
our
do
future
anything with the trade deadline being
right.
up.
So
wouldn't mind trading for Ralph Spillane right now, to be honest.
Hey man, you seen Spillane? Hey, remember
3 picks on the year.
He can't cover. Remember, he can't cover. All my man doing is just sitting back there, reading the QB's eyes, breaking on the ball. Love it. I heard Collinsworth say, "This is the guy you want to build your franchise around."
No way.
I swear he said that. He was like, "This is the guy you want to build your franchise defense around." He's that type of player.
That.
I promise you. It was right after the pick, and I was like, "Collinsworth, you're doing a lot, bro." And I love Spillane, but you're doing a lot right now. Yeah, he was like, "This is the guy you want to build your defense around." I'm trying to tell you. See what he does? All he does is just drop into coverage, gets the pick right here. I mean, this guy's been nothing but a star since he came. I'm like, all right, Collinsworth, I'm with you now. Spillane's my dude, though. I love me some Spillane. You know that.
Yeah, good for him.
Yeah. I think on your defense, you want Spillane. I don't want to build it around him, though. But I definitely want him a part of it, though.
No, yeah, we were fine bringing him back. I was
Right.
completely fine bringing him back, but he just took more money
He
with the
priced
Raiders
out,
and a bigger role. Like, they guaranteed him to be the starter.
Full-time starter, and the captain out there. I mean, a heck of an opportunity. And it was dope, like I said, for us to see him be able to come through here and kind of build it up and go, though. So, definitely like that, man. But, yeah, that's my thought process, man. Reuben Foster, if we going to start dropping names, him definitely starts out because, obviously, he's the most similar to me in terms of
This might be
Kwon.
perfect timing, too, because he played all that spring ball.
Now he's had time to
Now he's
rest
got a
his
little bit of the
body.
rest.
Yep, he's had a little off season. So I like all of those parts. And because he's a true inside. Whereas, like, when I think of Anthony Barr, I'm like, athletically.
He's the off-ball, like,
right. He's an
4-3.
off-ball 4-3
Yeah.
Will, 4-3 Sam. So it's like, yes, he's athletic. Yes, he has the range to play the position. My question is run fits, eyes, and in terms of coverage, when we're talking about the 2-3 exchanges, right, between running backs, tight ends, when running back goes to the flat, tight end is crossing route, or tight end is going vertical, running back delays, then goes to the flat, running back goes away, tight end goes out. We play a lot of combination coverage stuff. So it's like, how are you seeing this? And obviously, because in season, you don't get the luxury of, hey, let's look at it a lot of times to get your eyes acclimated to this of what we're trying to do. That's my only concern with Anthony. I feel like with Reuben, it's just like Kwon. You think about Kwon, we signed him, a week before the day week before the preseason game?
It was,
and
middle
he was like,
of preseason.
hop right in and was like,
2.
boom. Because he already knew. It's like, if you've played it enough, you basically know all the defenses. You just got to learn the little, all right, y'all do this switch instead of that switch. All right, y'all call this that versus this. But if you haven't, traditionally played that position, now you got to do the verbiage and kind of teaching yourself the position on the fly. So that's my only thing that makes me hesitant about Anthony Barr. Like I said, Deion Jones, though. What's up with him, man?
I think he's with the Panthers. Last time I
Because he's
saw his availability, he's with the Panthers.
Okay, Panthers for him.
Who else did we talk about?
I mean, those were the big four. It was Kwon, Ruben, Dion. It wasn't Anthony. It was another cat. You're right. It wasn't Anthony at the time.
No, I don't
Yeah, it
remember
was
ever
not
bringing
Anthony
him
Barr
up.
at the time. It was definitely somebody else.
Let me check real quick. A little free agent tracker
Mhm.
on Spot Rack. Let's go in season. Now I checked this like a week ago,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't think it's completely up to date because I think they have Deion Jones
Still
on
up there.
this list. I think they've been sleeping a little bit in season.
Sleep at the wheel.
Yeah, I mean their main time is the off season, so I can
Very
understand.
true. Very true.
Available, and Melvin Ingram's out there.
We need an insight. So,
See, like they have Cal Van Noy on this list, but
yeah,
he's
not
obviously with the
available.
Ravens. Anthony Barr,
Worst case, we can always just double check if there's a name that we might see this intriguing.
Bostic, and I've seen
He's retired,
people
though.
in the chat
Didn't he
bring his
retire?
name up. He's 31. I'm not sure.
But no, pull him. I thought he announced that he did this offseason.
So did Miles Jack, but
Yeah.
maybe we convince him to come out.
Miles came to Philly and then retired after a day.
I wonder how his trade business is doing.
Yo, you wild. You gonna come in this business like, look, man, I know your trade game ain't hitting on that. What's that? I know you when you come back. That trade money don't hit the same way this NFL money hit.
If we brought Miles Jack back and signed Reuben Foster,
We straight. Because you got your depth. You got
it's gonna take a couple weeks, but
you have a couple of weeks because you
Yeah.
have Mark and Landon.
and we're
Now,
at 6-3.
That's boring if anybody else were to go down because we thought we had the same concept when it was Kwon coming into this game. We was like, oh, we still got Kwon, E-Rob, and Mark. But then that drastically shifted, like I said, not even a quarter into the game.
You know what else they're gonna do, at least for the short term, and you saw it a
Mhm.
little bit in the game, is bump up Keanu Neal, and they
Yes.
were actually bumping up Elijah Riley
Yes, this
into
is
that
accurate.
middle.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how much I like that.
Well,
At least I
it's-
like Keanu Neal, but
it's-
Riley looked out of sorts out there.
It's multifaceted. Keanu is to help out with Kwon. Riley is to help out because no Minka. So you're going to do certain things to try to help out with the different body types because, once again, Kwon could do a lot as a linebacker.
I know. I think we really missed them in the second half. They were targeting the middle of the field.
because
Neal and
we're
Riley.
going to run Tampa too. That's our staple. So unless the pass rush is going to win, that deep over, that long development route, that's always going to be there in the Tampa too. That's the weakness of that defense. But in order for you to get to that means you got to be able to protect. So that's the give and take. So that's what you always hear me say, like, yo, this pass rush, because that's just the one little spot, and it's a 2-window. Front side of that linebacker, that middle runner, back side of that middle runner, and then obviously you got the little, hole shots between the squat corners and outside safety. So you just got to know, like, all right, if he's trying to get that whole shot, that ball's coming out now. It's more, he got to rocket that thing over the squat,
Yeah.
but strong enough to get it, before the safety. That deep over though is just a longer development, so it's tough. Riley, the one play, I thought he would just sleep at the wheel, man. I thought, like, because he's not
Yeah, the one over the middle.
because he's not used to doing it in stadium, it just happens faster. In practice, you're watching your practice squad guy give you that rep, and how he was high and then kind of like tempoed it down for a second and then try to go again. In practice, you can get away with it because the practice squad guy isn't as fast or isn't running it like he's in a game, like his job is on the line. He's still giving you a good look, but it's just naturally different. So for him, I think it kind of caught him off guard. And once you see at this level, once it happens, it happens. And these guys are good enough that they typically don't miss, them type of dudes. And when they show up open like that. So yeah,
Here's an easy one. Nick Wachowski.
Nick quick, yeah, doesn't hurt. But see, you already got the familiarity, and at least it gives you a body that is capable. He's already played in this league. He's already had success in this league. And he was here this offseason.
Yeah. I could see that one definitely happening.
Where's he at right now?
Just free agent.
Gosh, I guess Tanner was the one who signed. Tanner
Right.
Hughes signed. Yeah.
Out in L.A.
Mm-hmm.
So there's names. I mean, there's
Yeah.
a combination of things we could do.
And none of these guys that we're talking about would start this upcoming game. They would be the depth guy. you know, and break glass in case of emergency. I think this next game you're gonna get the full dose of Mark Robinson and Landon Roberts, and we're gonna see the Keanu Neal, Keanu Neal, Elijah Riley. You're gonna get that type of, you know, rotation.
Maybe that Carpenter did too. We just called
Yeah,
up.
so
And then we got Walker still chilling on the practice squad.
Yeah.
So who knows? Yeah, I don't think we do anything drastic this week,
Right.
but we should make a signing here at some point. Just at least
No,
ahead of that. Like,
we
you
will.
have to do it. So if you're going
Yeah.
to, why not try to bring in a guy with upside like a Reuben Foster?
Yeah.
Call up Miles Jack, see if he can come back.
Like I said, we'll definitely bring in at least one body.
Have to.
At least one body. Because you're too committed, you're too deep into this thing to not. You feel me? Like, you're 6-3. So it's like, regardless of what anybody can say, it's like, you're at the end of the day, you're 6-3. So it's like, what we talking about here? You in the fight.